Welcome to the Hockey in the 313 podcast, where we talk all things Red Wings in the world of NHL. Here are your hosts, Brian Donnelly, Keegan Grazioli, Zach Ola, and Dayton Vandermeer.
Guys, are we back? Are we back?
I mean,
Are all the allegations of us not returning false? Are we actually going to do an episode today?
We're not gonna
dead off season
like
2
twice in a row. So
Everyone, I guarantee you, everyone who didn't see the posters like, oh, yep, they're gone for the summer again. We'll see them next start of summer for 2026. So
They're gone.
Oh yes,
they're gone.
and it's away.
That's when they started getting views.
Oh Jesus. But yeah, no, we're back. Just not a lot of Red Wings news, and just had to keep rescheduling shit. So yeah, we're back. Barely, I'd say. We got a little fun episode planned today for everyone. It might be a little bit of a shorter one. Like I said, we're back. We're gonna continue trying to make episodes that we can with off-season content being so bare right now. But luckily, season starts in about 2 months, fellas. Technically, if you want to count preseason, a month and a half. So definitely something to look forward to here.
A month.
Yeah, a month. My bad.
Yes.
So we'll see the Wings in about a month.
I'll watch KHL
hype
action
will definitely continue to pick up
other international
as well
stuff going on.
as the content.
And then
Well,
the
Dimitri
prospect
Buchelnikov,
tournament's
I
coming up
guess.
soon as well.
I'll just keep
And
buying
then-
jerseys.
Same. I forgot about
Mickey
that.
Redmond, Patrick
The
Kane.
red versus white game, where apparently everyone is gonna be there.
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean, I low-key might.
I mean, I'm trying to take that weekend off for training camp Friday through Sunday, so
All right, fellas. So let's get into. I can't even remember what episode it is. So we're just gonna roll with it because I didn't come prepared. It's a we're back episode. It's a we're back episode. We'll call it that. So we're gonna go through the season preview for the Red Wings today. I already told the guys this, but for the viewers, we're gonna do line predictions, season predictions, like who breaks out, if any rookies make it on the team, playoffs or not, and then sending it off with Atlantic Division previews. That kind of dictates into playoffs or not. But then we'll jump into some recent Red Wings news while we were gone, at least the notable headlines as such of the Federov retirement, trade rumors, McTavish coming up for the Red Wings, and then a defenseman signing. Don't spoil it, even though we already saw it, and we got the reaction from Red Wings fans. And then we'll
Just
go from
to
there.
prove that we're
like
not
I said,
dead.
This is going to be
Sorry.
a very kind of like laid back, slower episode today. But yeah, let's get right into it. Yeah, just to prove that we are still alive somehow.
Dig me out of the basement, give me a haircut, and shave my beard. So
I was gonna say Hunter shaved his beard, so I mean, if that doesn't spark anything from us, I don't know what will. But yeah, let's kick things off, fellas. All right, so let's jump into this first section for the Red Wings. I'd have to assume that as of August 26th, time of recording, barring Steve Yzerman trading for a big ass name tomorrow, which let's be real, that's maybe could happen, knowing us.
Please do that because I have 4 hours in between classes tomorrow of sitting and doing nothing. So please do something.
Yeah, legitimately, any time would work, Stevie. So please, but barring no trades, I think the roster is pretty much set in stone for now. So let's kick things off with our Detroit Red Wings lineup predictions. So I feel like this could really either go either way for who your top line could be. We know like 2 of the 3 names, but one of the biggest, I guess, spots that the Red Wings needed to address this offseason was getting a top 6 forward. That, of course, did not happen, again, barring August 26th. If Yzerman somehow goes out and gets McTavish, Raquel, Rust, we'll get into that later. But barring any of those factors, I think this is just me talking out of my ass here, and this is coming out of Daily Face-Off. But they currently have JVR on the top line with Larkin and Raymond. Like I said, I think the 2 out of the 3 in Larkin and Raymond are confirmed to be on that top line. But like I think the big discussion here is who's going to be that first line left winger. Could it be a guy like JVR? Could it be Casper? Or could it be someone in the bottom six that we haven't seen? Could it be a Berggren? Could it be a Soderblom? So I guess let's just kick things off and
I think
start
I
discussing
kind of
who's going to be that
for
top
Casper. I would like
that
him
first line
to
left
kind of
winger.
drive his own line. I felt like he was
Oh.
really comfortable with that, especially towards the end of the season last season. With JVR, I think he'd be okay, like every once in a while or so. Like, you know, coaches always do line combos. They mix and match people. I think JVR could be that solid guy for every couple of games in the first line, because you know he does kind of bring a little bit of scoring depth. But anybody else, I'm not really sure right now. We'll just have to see, I guess.
I mean, honestly, in my opinion, it could go either way. I think since they don't have that top six winger that's gonna play with, Larkin and Raymond right now, I think we're gonna see maybe them switch it up a couple times. So maybe Casper will be on that wing with them, or he'll play second line center, where obviously we know down the stretch last year he massively helped Kane and DeBrincat on that line, and it just was the chemistry. He was able to play with the pacing of Kane and obviously be able to create shooting opportunities for DeBrincat too. And I think overall, Casper is going to be one of those guys that can move up and down the lineup wherever he may be. I think he's comfortable playing the wing, and I think he's comfortable also playing center as well. So we could see him being a big part of, moving forward of, maybe he's a rotational guy. Maybe he's that second line center longer term, or we address that at the deadline, or, some surprises come out of camp. So we could, it's all up in the air. But I think for right now, I think they're going to have, Casper, Larkin, and Raymond.
I think so too.
So my whole thought process on it is going to probably be this, and this is going to sound a little bit contrived. What is Andrew Kopp going to be like this year? If Andrew Kopp is how he was like during the second part of the season under McClellan before he got injured, I could see Andrew Kopp still being second line center. Yeah, you're going to have Patrick Kane who's going to play drive that. That's fine. And then you're going to have, Alex DeBrincat be your sniper, and he's going to have Andrew Kopp probably just go in and fight dirty in the corners and all that. If that's the case, then I could see either Marco Casper being your left winger or right winger, whichever winger on the first line. And maybe if it doesn't work out that way, maybe Andrew Kopp starts sucking again and they got to switch Casper out to the second line center. I could see maybe, I don't know, giving Danielson a stint up, or Elmer Soderblom. Elmer Soderblom's got great hands. All they need him to do is just be a little bit more aggressive, just play a little grittier game, and I think he might actually flourish up there in that
He looked
first
really
line
comfortable
role.
too when they had him up against Carolina too. Like he just was able to move just really smoothly, and that just shows his development as a player in general. But we could very well see that. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
I definitely like Hunter's output on that, because that's something that a wild card, kind of output of Red Wings fans don't expect is, and I was on this train. I think I talked to Keegan about this. Hunter made a fantastic point in the fact that Andrew Kopp under Todd McClelland looked very good. I mean, maybe the point totals weren't there showing. He arguably could have gotten up to a half a point per game pace when playing a full season under McClellan. So I'm excited to see what he does. But I completely agree with Hunter. I think Andrew Kopp is a good wild card for that second line center. He's done it before. He did it on Winnipeg. He played second and third line center with the Rangers, but he's shown he can be a responsible second line center. And we're going to talk about him as well, but a guy like Sherrod, that was a very weird jump, my bad. But, they both of them got to the team at the same time, and they did not exceed expectations whatsoever. Maybe part of that was both of those two players are in 3 separate homes in the span of under 9 months. So maybe that kind of took a toll on things on them not learning the room. So I think, like I said, we'll get to him in a minute. But getting back to Cop, I think with him getting under his, what is this, 3rd season?
I think 4th.
Yeah.
3rd or 4th season. Yeah, 4th, because he was signed in 2021.
Sherratt's in his last, so.
Yep.
So with him being in this 4th season, this might just be a little bit of shadowing the doubt. But, I mean, we've seen Cop under McClellan play that role pretty well. So I completely agree with you guys. I think Casper should be that second line, or that first line left winger. And if need be, if things fall to shit, you plop him back down on that second line. So jumping to second line, I kind of feel like we kind of already addressed it a little bit. But with Cop being on that second line, I think maybe we can unanimously agree that Cop should be there, barring, I don't know, throwing up a Danielson on the second line for once in a while. I think that's that perfect second line. This is just, again, me talking here. Kane, he's not very good defensively. Maybe under McClellan he might have that
he was kind of a little bit better
spark
defensively,
of defense that he didn't really
like
have.
In March
Other
last
than that,
year,
he's mainly
I thought he was bringing a lot more pressure than usual. And I think he was doing his best to like kind of cause turnovers. Like, yeah. Well, I think McClellan, did that.
Wasn't he actually
if you have
a back check?
Yeah, if you have a player that can successfully transition out of your own zone on those turnovers, I mean, I'd consider that a good defensive play in itself.
And who's to say that he can't as well?
Another one, I think, and I'm not saying he's like an absolute.
He also got snubbed for the Olympics,
Alex
by the way.
DeBrincat doesn't look
year.
awful back there.
Oh yeah.
I know I did.
But I feel like I've been the one that's kind of brought this up before. I don't know if you guys remember, but I feel like there was a couple times maybe, where I actually brought up this exact top 6, where I said I would prefer it to be like this. I think I posted on my story a couple of times too, where I was like, I'd honestly prefer having Casper on the top line with Larkin and Raymond, and then Cop, Kane, and DeBrincat, because
you have Casper kind of doing a little bit of the dirty work.
So well.
Raymond
you have a mix
can do
of
that
everything.
too as well.
But then when Cop went down, then Casper's like a better Cop, so like, that's why I think he fit in so well in that second line. So you can have Casper. Yeah, no, Casper was really good in the top line too. I remember.
I think he had his hot and cold moments, but I think overall it's going to help his development more to be on that top line than to be on the second line here and there. But I think like I mentioned before, I think that they'll keep him on the first line, and if he's kind of going through his struggles, they'll plop him down on that line where he feels comfortable with Kane and DeBrincat.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of getting back to that, what Dayton said, like, Casper just kind of a worst version of Casper.
Better version of Cop.
Yes.
Better version of Cop.
Yes. That's not to say that it doesn't work out, because Casper and Cop play kind of the similar role. Casper's a little bit better goal scoring, but same attributes. Playing with a guy like Kane, who isn't known for his defense, has gotten better under McClellan. Like Hunter said, you got DeBrincat, who is the goal scorer. I feel like that's like Dayton said, a little bit of everything on that line. So I feel like not enough people are talking about how well this could mesh for the Red Wings for that second line. So jumping into the third line, I think this is another, like, if there's one thing I feel very confident in this Red Wings team next season, it's their depth. I can't say that was the same last year, having Tarasenko and Mott, even though I was very excited about Tarasenko, but once the season started, it quickly diminished for that. So right now, because we're kind of switching lines up, I'm just kind of figuring it out as it goes. I currently think it should be JVR, Rasmussen, and Berger.
I have like
on that third
another
line.
question too. What do you
Again,
guys
you
think
can go.
about
You can go
Comfort
any
this year?
combination with
Because
that on how you feel.
I was a
but
I was a huge fan of him. I was a huge fan of him his first year, and then
JT
obviously last season was
a
a little bit mixed, but I also saw that I think it was a J Fresh stat that he was one of the top guys who just led the league in cardio because he was just going back and forth or whatever. I forgot what stat that was called, but I thought that was interesting. But
Right.
I it it's it's such a tough situation because it's like, you were hoping that he would work out and obviously fill that second, third line, but I think you can rotate it. I'm not too I hate
I
saying it,
think
but
you
I
need
think
him to earn that role. That's why I
right.
have Comfort on the fourth line right now. He needs to earn that role.
I can agree, and I think him being in a more of a diminished role can maybe help drive that fourth
that
line a
too,
little bit
yeah.
more. I worry about Rasmussen and his consistency sometimes, but I think but he has the contract. Like, I don't think Yzerman would hand out the contract that he did to Rasmussen if he didn't kind of believe in him. But who's to
Well,
say he's handed out contracts before and he's traded guys. But I think me personally, I think we're maybe you could swap Berggren for Appleton. I feel like maybe him being on that third line, JVR and Rasmussen and Appleton. That's not a bad third line. That's a line that has a little bit of grit to it, but also can dig in deep into the corners and guys that are finishers as well. So they'll get in front of the net. They'll go ham and make sure the puck goes in the net.
it's another little bit of everything line there, but that's kind of why I put
identity
Ras in that center role, because you have a depth scorer like JVR who's shown he can get maybe 10,
Definitely.
15 goals. You got a guy like Berggren who needs to kick it up this year. I feel like this is a make or break season for him. So I think him, again, you can go either way. I completely agree putting Comfer there. I only have Comfer on the fourth line just because he needs to prove his worth on it. But again, you can go either way with that. And the same thing with Appleton, replacing Berggren with Appleton. You get a guy like Rasmussen who can get into the nitty-gritty areas. You get a guy like Appleton who's a very defensive first kind of guy. And then JVR who sets up the shots. Sets up the shots and, a goal scorer naturally. So, again, these third and fourth lines, it's a good problem to have. You have a bunch of guys who can do a little bit of everything. Who
I'm
can
also really
potentially
hoping for more
on paper
goals as well.
flourish with
Obviously,
each other, hoping everything
that's
turns out well.
what I expect from JVR this season. Once again, just thinking, hopefully Confer as well, and I think Appleton can maybe do something decent with that as well. But yeah, we'll see.
I want to say. Oh, sorry. Go right ahead.
Since we're talking about the third and fourth lines now, I think if I can remember, my lineup that I think would be nice was I think it was JVR, Comfer, and then maybe Berggren, because I don't think they'll put him on the fourth line because then he's basically going to have that too small of a role, I guess, for him. And then the fourth line would be who's left?
I would see Soderblom
Rasmussen,
maybe play
Appleton,
higher though. I
and,
think that's why,
Soderblom.
where he starts low.
Mhm.
I
Wait,
can
did
see
say
it.
Ras- oh,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's the same case.
Sorry, and
That's
also
the same
would
case for
this
Rasmussen
year be
and
Soderblom's first
Soderblom.
real?
I feel like those two are always all over the lineup.
His first real
wanna
year,
say-
because he definitely should be in the lineup. By the way, so yeah.
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 Real
Kinda.
season. Yep.
Yeah,
I want to.
graduated.
I want to say too. I don't think we've had this problem when it comes to depth in a
No.
long time. So this is us talking about all these combinations and whatnot. Like, we haven't had this problem. I want to say probably since we've won the cup or when
Probably
we had
pre
Dotson.
Yzerman and then playoffs Red Wings potentially.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that too.
So
we have not had that
I
problem.
But I
Good
mean,
possibility that we have a
I
rookie
don't
make it
know.
out of training
Yeah.
camp. You never know.
exactly.
Like a Danielson, Mazer,
And that's
Yeah.
another discussion. But I completely agree with what Dayton says. I like what Dayton said with the third and fourth lines. I think that could mesh very well. However, I will say, I think Elmer could possibly be bumped up to the third, like we're talking about. So make it like a Soderblom, Comfort, and then Bergeron. You got 2 young guys on the left and right wings with a lot to prove this season, with a guy who needs to prove himself. And then that fourth line, JVR, Rasmussen, and Appleton, like a veteran line, but that, I will mention this, a shutdown yet scoring line, if that makes any sense. Rasmussen and Appleton, I feel like, can be kind of those shutdown guys. JVR, again, another point getter.
Pure
Ras
aura.
throwing in a couple points here and there. Never forget his empty net goal standing over Jack Hughes. Legit one of the best photos from last season. But yeah, again, like Keegan said, like, this is an amazing problem to have, and that's why I'm kind of glad we didn't go out and get that top 6 forward, because it maybe creates opportunities for more guys to find the next step to their game. Get Casper on that first line to find that, potentially 25 to 30 goal season, maybe. Like, find that next gear, and then get a guy like Copp who needs redemption. Hit him up there. So I feel like it's a very good problem to have.
For Copp. I think that would be awesome.
So yeah, for us. Sorry, go.
It would be a major bounce back.
Didn't he have like a huge goal drought though for us?
His second year was like 40 something.
I think you have any.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it was like he scored his 100th goal, and then Trevor Thompson asked him, "It's like, oh, how do you feel about your 100th goal?" And he's like, "It doesn't mean shit."
And they never scored again.
That was.
I think last year, Copp had 23 points and I think 56 games last year, so I think he would have been on pace for like 35 or 40.
Yeah, which wouldn't have been horrible. I mean, that's kind of what you're expecting, especially when you had that coaching change mid-season too. So I feel like that.
You could also say Malone kind of held him back from that potential, as he did for almost everyone on the roster. Yeah.
That wasn't just for him; it was for multiple players.
As Red Wings coverage said, what could have been with Eric Malone.
You can even hear in some of Copp's interviews, he was talking about maybe we need a coaching change. Like, I'm pretty sure he was like the first person to say, like, basically hint at like this dude has lost the room.
Yeah, like we need a new voice.
Right. Yeah.
I remember that.
Good callback.
So imagine my surprise when under McClellan he does significantly better.
All right. So that was the forward core. I think we all can agree we're very excited for that forward core. It has on paper to be pretty damn good depth-wise, and next steps from, guys like Raymond, guys like Casper.
He like missed that
to bring
empty
it
netter
finally hits 40, which he was close this year, but he could hit that this year. All right, let's get into a discussion that hopefully he listens to. Let's get into a discussion that Caden loves.
Instagram again?
Let's talk about the defense for the Detroit Red Wings.
Oh no!
What was his?
Oh
it was
no!
like all thing Caden's Instagram.
What is bro yapping about?
Yeah, that's what I
think.
think.
Or something?
Was it the Red Wings?
Is it Wing Source?
Oh yeah, Caden's.
I think. Yeah.
No, don't shamelessly plug Caden's.
Is it the Red Wing zone or?
That's
Red Wing zone is.
Bro, that's an inside thing. No one else is gonna know about.
That's the true jet right there.
Whatever.
Oh no!
Unk be using weird terms.
Whatever.
No. No.
Jesus. But yeah, let's talk about the forsaken Detroit defense. So I don't know how y'all want to go about this, but I'm gonna kick things off and say what I said in the group chat. Me personally, I don't think the defense is as bad as everyone makes it out to be.
Whoa! What?
Now,
didn't you say you want to gouge your eyes out?
Let me get there.
No, he said that because of the bottom pairing.
Thank you. Let me get there.
That's the whole group chat.
I said that because if Justin Hull and Travis Hamonic touch the ice on the same pair, I will be gouging my eyes out. Now, let me finish, Dayton. I'm kidding. So I don't think the defense is as bad as everyone thinks, and this might be a massive amount of coping here. But depending on how you look at it, let's start off with the top pair. Who should be on the left side beside her? Is it Sherratt or is it Edvinsson?
Edvinsson.
Do you
Edvinsson.
This is
It's Edmondson.
Hey, we signed him for a reason. Come on, guys. Let's get him on the top pair.
Oh, go. No.
If that happens, Dane has to delete his
If that
Instagram.
happens, Hunter's going to
Press
be...
box, hopefully.
But...
You don't.
Oh.
Okay,
No,
okay.
Hunter's gonna have more crash outs on his
Story.
We're gonna be getting a
Dig out.
vlog. We're gonna be getting a vlog on Hunter's Instagram. It's just like 12 stories about how Hamonic is starting next to Cider. Good God, bro.
Oh my
That's how you
god.
know. That's how you know we're mid-season because
Yeah.
Hunter's got like 40 stories on his thing
Yeah.
about him in his truck.
Yeah.
All right.
Like physically aged 5 years.
I mean, how can you not do Edmondson and Cider? I think towards the end of the season, obviously, I think they changed it up a little bit more. He was on the top line with Cider for, I want to say, the last last 4 games. They looked really comfortable together, and I think they had some power play time together too. So I think overall, I don't think there's no reason not to do it. I think unless something's
You
not
want to
working.
spread out the defense.
Yeah, then you spread it out. But I think you need that elite pairing to get you, in order to make a playoff push, you need an elite D pair. Like look at Colorado. They have Cale Makar and they have Devon Taves. That's
my
that's a
favorite thing
top
about with Edmondson
elite line.
in his
one of
draft
many
year,
elite lines.
what
in
really stood
the
out
show,
to me
but-
was his skating for that size. I think he's like about 6'6", and that agility. Oh, come on, bro. But yeah, I was a huge fan of that agility. We drafted in.
Oh, he was close. He was
I
close.
think he could be maybe a sneaky pick for maybe a breakout year as well. But I think he's done pretty well defensively, and I think if we give him more minutes on the top pair, especially with Cider, having those 2 giants at the back end would be a big help for us. Yes, yeah.
And not only his skating, but his playmaking too. Like when you look at him, just his vision. He knows when to pass the puck. He knows when to especially for defensemen, it's very important to read the ice. He's able to read the ice extremely well to the point
The way
where
he moves the puck is so tough. That's a callback to someone. I don't think I have to say who, but.
But anyway, I remember. I mean, this wasn't last year, but it was the year before. He was playing with Petrie, and it was against Columbus. But he was able to just have such good vision to break it out and to create opportunities. That's the biggest thing I noticed out of him is he was a very big play driver, and I think when you have an elite defenseman and Cider, whether you want to say he's peaked offensively, this and that, he's going to help Cider offensively as well. Cider's going to be able to rush up the ice like he did his rookie year. That's what you want to see out of guys, and I think another big thing is there's more confidence coming into this season, especially with having Edmondson up for another full season. Cider obviously looking a lot better under McClellan and a lot of the defense in general too.
Oh, sorry.
here
I have
and
a
there.
quick
But
question for Dane.
I feel like it's a no-brainer that you put
your
Edmondson
season
and
grade on
Cider together.
Edmondson. I thought. Didn't you say something that was underrated about
Yeah, I only
Edmondson's
have 2 guys.
defensive
I've
game?
only got 2 guys left.
I kind of forgot. Oh, I think there was a stat or something. Cause didn't you
Let's
put
see.
some advanced stats or whatever?
I'll check.
Yeah.
I do for
Well,
everybody.
While Dayton's looking, I completely forgot I had this card, but this is a shout out to Hunter because of his name.
What? Oh.
A little JVR patch number 25. Completely forgot I had that card in my collection.
My favorite player in the world.
Definitely not. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah.
My emotional status can't handle it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, while Dayton's looking, so we can all unanimously agree that Edmondson's on that top pair, unless there's some games where you want to spread out the defense and put him on the second pair, which
I never
then.
said that.
Oh, I mean, I kind of
No.
agree with you, Hunter, but I just didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to spread it out because this is where we're going to get into the second pair.
Yep.
Sherratt,
He's gotten
and
better
this is the biggest
as
problem that
he's
I have
been
with
Detroit,
people
in my
looking at our
opinion.
defense. Sherratt is not as
Mhm.
bad as people are thinking. And again, massive amount of coping for me. Massive amount of coping for me here. But Sherratt has gotten better with each season he's looked. Maybe not on the point sheet, but the way that he's in the scheme with McClellan's way, I think he's going to be just fine. Again, that $4 million, whatever. The cap's going up. We can swallow that cap now. It's not as bad.
It's not even that bad of a cap hit anymore.
Yeah, looking at it now, it's not as bad. Like
It's not shit.
That first year, we're like, what are we doing? And now we're just
That is
like,
like
oh,
hardcore
it's
coke,
not
though.
horrible.
That's why I feel like our defense isn't that bad, and we'll get into the bottom pair here in a second. But I feel like if you put Sherratt, like even at this, if you move Sherratt up to that top pair, you move Edvinson down to that second pair, I think we can all think that let's put
I'm hoping,
potentially
as long as
Aljo
he
on that
continues
right spot.
to
Can we agree on
develop
that?
better
Yep.
and
Yes,
kind of
That's a no-brainer.
100%.
build, kind of make his game well-rounded and kind of fix those rookie mistakes. I've still seen those in his game, but I've also, like I said, I've seen him shut down big players as well. So, yeah, I'm really hoping for a big year. Yeah.
And he's only going to get better, too. Like,
Yeah.
he was playing top minutes.
Dude,
Like,
I glazed that
what
game
sticks
so
out to me
hard.
is
How I
the
covered
play against
McDavid.
McDavid. Like, he was able to
It
shut
was just
down
magnificent.
one of the best.
Mhm.
Connor
Best-
McDavid.
Okay, but that
Yes,
but that just
yeah.
shows how good
Mhm.
defensively he is. And yeah, he had his moments where he looked out of place, but that's just
That's rookie shit, man.
And the
That's
minutes,
rookie
like
shit.
it's hard on you, especially when you're not there quite yet physically or mentally. He has a whole off season to work on it. McClellan, I remember him saying and I've said this so many times, is when he said when he got to Detroit that these guys looked very unconditioned and whatnot. You get a full offseason, McClellan telling these guys what to do in the offseason, actually pushing them to do what they need to do. Holy shit, I think it makes such a big difference.
Especially with him being a defensive-minded coach, which, again, a lot of people thrive on that in our scheme. But like I said, either putting Sherratt or Edvinson with Aljo will go a long way, because at least you get a guy who's around his age. They both have to, find that step to their game and play those tough minutes. Or you can put a guy like Sherratt there, where he's a seasoned vet. He can teach Aljo some things, and he doesn't have as much pressure on him.
Oh, sorry.
I feel like either way, like the top four,
I'm
again,
also really
I don't
interested in
think it's as bad as
JBD.
people make it out to be.
See, because I think he's going to
My
be.
problem is the bottom pair.
I think he'll be in
Your
a bigger
defense.
role for this team. And it'll be,
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
I'll have my opinion on that, but I'll let Brian. Yeah.
Let's get into that opinion real quick. So, that bottom pair,
Oh boy.
I think this is how it should go. I don't think if any of these players step out for more than 2 to 3 games consistently, we're not winning much battles in the corners or in the defensive zone on this. I think your
Or
third
HO,
pair
in my
should
opinion.
be
But
Gustafson
I agree.
and JBD.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Gustafson,
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
potentially yes. You move Aljo back down to the third pair, and you move a guy like
Yeah.
Gustafson up to the right spot. But
And-
if
and
you
that's
want
possible.
Or even put JBD up on the second pair. If JBD works out like everyone in Ottawa says he
It's
should,
okay. Free
that-
house money.
I see no issues with
Buffalo's
the
an idiot for not qualifying him.
I don't know why
'cause
the hell they didn't do that.
I've watched clips of JBD.
Literally.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
He
he
was
kind of he just never got the opportunity in Ottawa, and that's just because obviously
it might have
Their
been
D-line's
first
pretty good.
overall in the
Their
second
D-line's
round.
really
or-
good.
it
He was
just
just the
second
outlier.
round either way. Oh yeah, something like that.
It was late first round. I know that for a fact. It was back in 2018.
yeah.
Like
But he's
30th
a guy
pick or
that's
something like that.
he was just an outlier, and he went to Buffalo, played not bad in a role where he got more minutes. You do the same thing here.
Yes.
He could be a really big candidate to help us on the blue line, and
he's young.
he's young too. Like young potential young player. If he doesn't work out, you can always swap him out. But I think they're going to give him every opportunity possible to be playing, whether it's on that third pair or even on that second pair. They didn't sign him for no reason. Obviously, whoever they sign, we'll get more into that. It's more of a competitive, and I think also for injuries too. But I think for the most part, in my mind, I feel like JBD has that spot locked up just because of how young he is and wanting to just give those type of guys more opportunities.
Every player we've gotten has been, I wouldn't necessarily say a significant improvement over the players they replaced, but it is a marginal improvement.
Well,
and that's all you really need sometimes.
JBD is better than Jeff Petrie. James Van Riemsdyk is definitely better than Vladimir Tarasenko. Maybe not when he's playing with Kirill Kaprizov or whatever, but he's definitely better than what he did when he was here.
Right. But
Mason Appleton should definitely help with the penalty kill.
Be better
A lot more than Tyler Mott did, for sure.
Yeah.
and more offensively.
I wanted
I
to
would
say
really
too.
like to see Bouillon.
Who's not to say?
Oh, yeah.
Like a rookie might come up too for defense. Like we got Boulem and we got Wallander.
You
And
got
Wallander,
Bouillon,
two
you
guys that
have
could
Ajo
push for.
2.0.
Well,
But
I was
that-
talking to
Sorry, go Dane.
I was talking to Cole yesterday. I think
We'll see.
I said
I
I
would
think that
prefer to
he
see
would get
him
called up
like a full year in North
mid-season
America,
and actually have a
'cause,
consistent
yeah,
spot.
he needs to
And
nail down some. I think he needs to nail
And
down some
EGR.
defensive
Yeah.
positioning. But once again, I really like
well, I think
the
he's
way
gonna
so
play that
far
good,
in the
I mean,
AHL. I like the way I was kind of stepping up sometimes offensively shooting, because that's what he did in the SHL. But yeah, I'd like to see how he does with that defense.
I also think it's something like, since we said rookies, it's kind of I feel like forgotten right now is that Danielson's 21 now,
Yeah,
and it's been 3 years since he's been drafted.
he had
so,
a late
he's
birthday
gotta
too.
be,
Yeah.
knocking on the door to come up.
Been 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
Oh,
he
okay, well,
turned
it's been 2
19
years,
pretty
but
quickly.
Yeah, because I think he got drafted at 19.
It was in September.
then, or close to it, something
And
like
then
that.
again,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, we'll get to the rookies as well too. That's a whole different topic of discussion. But finishing off the defense, and we'll get into goalies here. If Justin Hall, Travis Hamonic consistently touch the ice for 2 to 3 games, something's going to be thrown against the wall.
PK
because
Subban,
World War III is about to happen.
At watching that Vegas game
That
of
had to be the
Justin Hall
final
not being
straw,
able to defend in
please.
front of the net and PK
Yeah.
Subban literally calling him out, I think needed to be but it wasn't because we didn't bottom out. If he goes down to GR, which I hope he does, I would much rather have Hamonic come up as, an insurance if someone gets hurt. Keep Hall on the minors, or at least keep him in the booth, and at most play 15 games. Will that happen? Probably not. But just don't have him on the ice starting.
It's like
So I
So-
think
is it a mill?
I think they didn't buy him out because there's no point in buying him out with a year left. You're going to pay more.
Down the line.
You're going to pay over a long time, and then instead of paying like another 3 years or whatever, like $1 million each year or something, you just
Bury him.
sign basically a replacement in Hamonic, send Hall down or Hamonic down, either one, and then just play like the defense that we said.
All right, let's quickly speed it up a little bit.
I'm just
So just
saying.
having
Hall and a first for Carlson sounds fair to me.
but yeah, I think we can all unanimously agree we want Edvinsson and Sider, we want Sherratt and Aljo, Gustafson, and JBD, which we didn't even talk a lot about Gustafson, but we're hoping for a bounce back for him. Let's wrap things up for the line projections, and we'll get into potential rookies. I mean, arguably the most upgraded spot on the team is goaltending. It finally happened. John Gibson was traded to the Wings. I think we're all expecting big things from him, and I showed you guys his card earlier. I'm keeping this for a reason.
Gibby.
I'm keeping this for a reason. Quad patch number 5 of
Yes.
Gibson. But I think we can all unanimously agree it is an immediate upgrade on the Wings on paper. You give Talbot that little bit of a rest so he doesn't have to be that 1A to an Alex Lyon 1B.
Famous home
or-
opener, season opener
Who's
Am I
starter.
dumb? Yeah, Huso. Holy crap.
We're
He's just
free.
an anomaly.
Oh yeah,
Oh my God,
Ducks legend.
that was so frustrating.
But yeah,
And
I mean,
Mrazek too. Forgot about Mrazek.
I did forget about Mrazek, yes.
9-game legend.
Um, but yeah, I mean, this one will be very quick, just addressing what happened with the goaltending. But John Gibson, immediate upgrade. Talbot, you give a couple games as the 1B. I think it's a pretty good tandem in the league if everything goes accordingly. If need be, one of those goalies goes down. Hopefully, not Gibson. You call up Kosa. He gets a couple games under his
Yes.
belt.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, and this is unanimous, I think we all can agree goaltending was the most upgraded position on
Agreed.
the lineup. And I think
Yep.
we're all very excited for finally a starting caliber goaltender who has been on the market, feels like since he's been on Anaheim. So props to Yzerman and Verbeek for getting that done. But yeah, I guess not really much to say. We all feel the same about how we got John Gibson. We were all very excited. Cam Talbot, we're still hoping for big things from him on that front. Okay, let's jump into our kind of next little section. This, again, will probably be like a quick one. Any rookies? Who do we think jumps into the lineup and pushes someone out? I think, in my opinion, first is at least Danielson. Next is
Yes.
Mazer.
Yeah.
And then wild cards are Booyam and Wallander.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree with that.
Mhm.
Oh, or let me just throw this out here too.
I think he's gonna stay in the WHL though.
It's either WHL or
He-
NHL. Carter Bear.
He had a major injury with his.
Yeah,
I think
but I'm
it's
just saying.
Achilles
I think he's going
tendon.
to stay in the dub.
I wish he played in the summer showcase. I guess he was still hurt, but we'll see if he can. We'll see where his skating will go this season.
I think
I could see that.
the wild card that I've seen
Yeah.
actually some like Wings reporters talk about is like MBN making it because it's
I hope he does.
that's
I
a-
really do.
Well, I know someone said in our group chat that he was talking to Clary and
It was Kai.
yeah, and that like, hey, he's probably going to stay in GR, but
I thought you
Yeah, I
said
think he
that
was
about-
talking about ASP.
oh,
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
he was talking about ASP.
yeah, sorry, ASP. I didn't mean MBN. Sorry, I blanked.
I think
You're good.
NBN.
But yeah, I
he
think
said
ASP
that is
probably stays down in the A
I
for
think his
a
skill
full
and
year, and
agility
maybe, hopefully,
has gotten better.
gets
It
up
was
and-
something that he wanted to work on. I think I heard him say one time, and that's kind of what I'd like to see a little bit more in him because with this game overall, I really enjoy it. You know, that kind of rough player. You see him grind along the boards. He's not afraid to throw his body, and his shot is his biggest strength as well, and getting just into the slot and easily finishing those loose pucks. So, yeah, he could definitely maybe fit in as a fourth liner
MBN,
if-
right?
if when push comes to shove or whatever. But I'd prefer to see him more in GR this year. Yeah, definitely, yes.
Agreed. And we're hoping for best things for Carter Mazer too, because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's a stud. So we'll hope to see him up there after his unfortunate injury. But yeah, I
Same
think
way.
we're all rooting for any rookies
Should
to
have
make this
been
roster.
on the
They're
lineup
gonna come
opening
knocking on the
night.
door. It's all about when. Casper did it last
But
year. He got called up
It is
immediately
what it is.
in October.
Mm-hmm.
hmm But you know, woulda, shoulda, coulda. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're hoping for potentially Danielson, I think, to make it and push.
Yeah, that's my safe pick.
Yeah,
think he's
agreed.
also
I think if
been
I was willing,
a little
if
bit
I had to put money
underrated
on it today, I
when
think
people
Danielson should be the
discuss
one
our
to
prospects.
push out that roster spot
Like,
with Mazer
I watched
knocking on the door.
Yeah, I watched the highlight reel of his past season. Well,
I watched his clip. I think
once
I know
again,
what
I
you're
watched the
gonna
highlight
Bartner,
reel just showing off
Danielson
his
hater.
goals and assists from
say.
last
Fuck
year,
Bartner,
and
dude.
his skill is definitely underrated in my opinion. It's just that he needs to be more deceptive. But either way, he still brings in that two-way presence, and I think he could be that valuable center.
What's it called? I saw him in training camp last year, and I'm
Yes,
I
it's
think
really
he's gonna.
underrated. I think
I
I've
thought he
been
pushed for a roster
underrating
spot
it
last
as
year,
well.
but I think his hands look great. Like I think he has some
Can be underrated at
underrated,
times.
yeah.
I did.
But he has some good speed. His shot, obviously, it can be underrated at times, but I mean his hands are a big factor. Like I was looking at it, like he's just slick with it.
Watching those, I can't remember if what his username is, but he makes like prospect highlights, and I was watching the Danielson one.
Did you watch it on YouTube?
That dude's hands, like you guys
Was
said,
it
are
like
incredible.
HSD?
Like he even mentioned that
Because I
Danielson
watched that too. Yeah, I watched that
Yes.
too. Yeah.
might have been. He makes all prospects. He makes
Something
all
what
prospects.
Cole's been preaching.
He had
Mhm.
more points than Casper this year, and he wasn't talked about enough. So
Yeah.
I think Danielson has. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, and the good thing about
You're good, Hunter.
him too is you can either throw him at center, or you could throw him at wing. So you can take him, throw him in the NHL, put him on a
Find a
sheltered
spot.
role on the fourth line, or if I don't know the offense sucks, which probably would, you can just give him a shot in the arm and be like, hey,
That's
we're gonna
what's
put
good
you at
about drafting
left side.
centers.
first line, have fun,
Mm-hmm.
and
Throw him to the wolves.
yeah. Well, I mean that's what we done with Ajo, so.
That is true, but
And it
that's the
worked.
defense. Defense needed it.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, let's jump into the topic that everyone has been willing to listen to. I'm going to hear from each and every single one of you, so give your thoughts and opinions. Playoffs or not? We'll go with Hunter
No.
first, because I'm hearing Hunter.
No. But it's going to be close. It's going to be a nail biter down to the end. The last 2 years, it's combined total, we've missed the playoff by 6 points. So, you're missing one period. If you have a completely different period against Montreal and maybe a goal here and there, you might be in the playoffs. If John Tortorella doesn't be a dickhead, then we would have gotten to the playoffs 2 years ago. So
If we beat the Blue Jackets,
If we beat the
at
Coyotes
the
or
Horseshoe,
Sharks
aka the Toilet Bowl,
that 1 year,
and not gotten snubbed on the Evanson call, we would be in the playoffs.
yeah,
Inconsistency
Yes.
in March.
If March wasn't a month, if March was not a month, we would be in the playoffs.
well, and that's going to be all dependent on the coaching too, because maybe McClellan comes in here. Obviously, he's been watching around the NHL. He obviously sees that we fucking do this every March, so maybe he has an answer to that, or players have accountability. I think if
Or put bubble
with
wrap
all
around
the
Larkin.
changes we have, and if Larkin actually stays healthy,
Mm-hmm.
if with all the changes we've
He
had
actually
so
played
far in the
82 games this
lineup,
year.
you're not gonna get like significant point total changes, but like you might get an extra goal or two here, and that in some way, shape, or form, it might turn into a point or two. You might have John Gibson steal 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. I don't think we're gonna make the playoffs, but there always
There's a
is
realm of
possibility in the back of my head that
Yep.
it's possible.
Before one of the
especially
next
with everything
you
we've done.
Before one of the next of you guys answers the question, Hunter made a very good point that I want to address too. When I
do
was
that a
listening to the
lot.
Wingfield podcast, we always got to listen to the Wingfield podcast. Brad mentioned that they're upgrades, not by much, but yet they are still upgrades on the people that we got via free agency, via trade. Now, are some of those going to turn into wins? Maybe not. And I'm just going to piggyback off what Hunter said. A couple of those games, Gibson steals a game that, Talbot or Huso or Mrazek or Lyon kind of let go away. Gibson steals that game. That's a win right there. You get a couple more goals from your bottom 6, a.k.a. JVR or Mason Appleton. That's potentially a couple game-winning goal or a tying goal that gets you to OT or gets you that win. You get another step from Casper, who steps up his goal production. You get over a point per game production from Raymond. Edvinson takes another step to his defensive game. You get Aljo, who takes another step to his defensive game. There's a bunch of what ifs, but this season feels more like there's more possibility in those what ifs. And coming with those what ifs is those little upgrades push you that much further. It gets you those 3 to 4 more points. It gets you those 5 to 6 more points. Like Hunter said, they're not big upgrades, but they're enough upgrades to the point where you feel better with replacing Appleton, or replacing Mott with Appleton, replacing Tarasenko with JVR, replacing JBD with Jeff Petrie. It's just like Hunter said. Like, my opinion is, I would not be surprised if we made the playoffs just based on our full season with the coach or a full season under some of these guys. But it wouldn't surprise me if we barely missed. But I think the point is we're going to be in the thick of the playoff race again. So sorry, whoever wants to answer next, please go.
I think I'm going to go. Because everything you just said has been what I've been, like, telling everybody the last, like, month or so. If you guys have paid attention to the group chat at all.
Oh, I have.
Anyway, but long story, I think they're going to make it. But that's because the penalty kill is going to be better. It's not going to be that bad again. That's some points right there.
Mm-hmm.
And literally everything you said is like what would have come out of my mouth. Like, you're going to have internal growth. You're going to have better depth scoring because Mott gave you like 6 points. Like
Total.
Yeah. Like 6 or 8 points, but
Why are you laughing, Dayton?
no reason.
You weren't gonna say a different number?
No.
Come on.
And
Come on.
Not happening.
you have the internal growth of like Castro's gonna probably, I think, have like 40 or 50 points. You're gonna get Kopp back. You're gonna have another season under Todd. You're gonna
Gibson,
Harpley's gonna be really good still. Yep. You're gonna have
an actual starting goaltender.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like literally everything you said is what I have been saying the past like month and a half. So basically, you saved a whole like 15.
All right.
Like
I really liked
like,
what Brian
thing from me.
said. What he said about kind of
Exactly
stealing the
next.
win, those tiny upgrades. Like, just look at Montreal last year. Like, they were easily getting out dominated, and I thought in some of those games, and they still somehow won. When the shot totals were completely lopsided, they got that like quick and easy goal or whatever just to get the lead, and that's what I think we need. We need to win games when we're not supposed to win to make the playoffs. So that extra push or whatever. And I'm really hoping that we see that with our depth guys coming in, especially JVR. I really liked that signing coming in. But as a team, I kind of feel like the same as last offseason, where we're like on that fringe. Like I'm on that seeing to believe it. Like I really want to see us make the playoffs, because I'm really begging for it. And we got guys like Raymond who I think can flourish. Larkin especially. Just look at him, what he did at the Four Nations. Casper would be nice as well, and Sider, he'd definitely bring in that big physical energy. So it's gonna be, we're in a really stacked division, and it's also gonna be whether on what teams kind of fall down as well through the reigns. But I don't know. Yes, yeah. I don't know. I'm still on the fringe. I don't know what to say right now. Like,
Either.
I'm just really hoping. Yes. Another thing too, I just wish we're consistent as well.
The season just has to
Because
begin
I'm tired
for
of
us to figure it out.
winning 7 games and then all of a sudden going on like an 8-game losing streak or whatever. Yeah. Especially March.
Or winning 8 or losing 8 out of 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping McClellan
Good old
figures that
March.
shit out, dude. Like, if March doesn't, like, if we figure shit out in March playoffs, I don't care what anyone says. If we somehow go 500 or positive, playoffs. All right, Keegan, the one we've been all waiting for.
All right. So I love the points that you guys made, especially with when it comes to a lot of the what ifs, when it comes to this lineup, but a lot of more potential. I love what Dayton said when it came to the PK. I think that sticks out very much. You got a full year of Trent Yanni. He's running the PK. He runs a very clean system. You're getting a lot of guys back from injury. You're adding good penalty killers in Mason Appleton, and obviously you saw how well that worked out in Winnipeg as well. Like, obviously they got fed up with him more, but he's a guy that can help you down the road. Hear me out.
I'm waiting for the bot.
No, hear me out on this. I think
getting into the playoffs based off vibes. Is that what I'm about to hear?
If you,
That's the point.
If everything works out well, if you don't have that if you don't have that collapse in March, you don't have that collapse in December, you start off strong with these teams that are playoff caliber teams. Last couple of years we missed by nothing, and then we missed by 6. I think if you have that better consistency, which I think this team has what it takes, I think you make playoffs. My other reason being is if we didn't have those collapses, like I forgot. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember if Ottawa was out of a playoff spot.
Montreal
was, but I know Ottawa kind of was in that weird spot at one point where they're kind of slipping.
Just got hot.
Yeah,
they just got hot.
It's all about getting hot at the right time. However, I forgot which one had I think it was Montreal had one of the worst 5-on-5 numbers.
I assume they
just got hot at the right
too.
time. I think Montreal's a great team.
Stealing
However,
those games.
they're very unproven. It's gonna be
and Dobson.
It's gonna be very hard to replicate next year. Yes, you got Demidov
Young team.
and Dobson. However, very unproven. It's hard to get there a second time. You make it once, it's hard to replicate that unless you have that veteran leadership and all these superstars. They're great, but I think they're very unproven. Ottawa, I think we can all assume that they're going to make playoffs. They made it last year. They didn't change too much. I think there's a slim chance they could take a step back, considering they didn't do too much in the offseason.
I don't like their depth. I'll say that now. I do not like the Sens' depth.
I mean, and look at it this way too, and I've been saying this for years, is a lot of these teams rush their rebuilds to have a little bit of success now, and then they're shit for a while. Look at us. We got a top... Yep, LA. You mortgage your future, and
you're stuck losing 4 straight playoff series to the Oilers.
Yeah, but it's also the fact hey, we have a top 3 prospect system in the entire NHL while still on the cusp of playoffs, so we still have guys coming. So, in my opinion, I'm the hopeful optimist here. I think this is the year we finally break it, especially since
New Jersey's
same thing.
Especially since it's the 100th year.
Thank you.
And then New Jersey's, and on top of this, hockey town at the center of the ice. It's time.
The stars are
make
aligning.
it, I'm jumping off a window or
the hockey town.
We're all gonna have the Hunter and Hayden Blick reaction at the draft day party.
Yeah.
Hunter liked that one.
Yeah, it did.
That was one of the best photos from the week.
But at the start, like Zach said, the stars are aligning. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that currently happen, and we'll get to it too. Everything's aligning to where it's you can have the season where you do it, and you finally do it.
I think there's a lot of hopeful optimism. No, we're ending this off on a good note, Hunter. Stop. Stop on.
Okay, what we're doing.
Again, like Keegan said, I think he put it really well suited. The stars are aligning, and we're gonna leave it at that.
So TRDL or too long didn't read vibes.
Vibes up.
Oh, and I forgot to mention
And a lot of assets.
trade deadline. We still have like $11 million in cap space.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a good chance that Pittsburgh sells.
And that's something that I want to talk about once we get to the offseason news.
Worst sellers I've ever seen.
I have a very big opinion on the Pittsburgh thing. So we're at an hour right now, so let's jump to that real quick. So that's all the season previews. I think everyone agrees we want playoffs. I feel like it's the vibes, as Hunter said. It has to be the time. I think we're all looking at this team.
Power of friendship.
5 for 60.
It's the power of friendship, right, Denton? There's just so much. You look at this team, like, on paper, everyone's doubting us. But as true Red Wings fans, we look at this team and say, it's better.
Ready to hurt again.
No.
Shut
Hunter,
up.
Stop.
Shut up.
Fuck. Jesus. All right. Let's jump into the next topic before Keegan strangles him. Let's talk
go
about
through the camera and grab. I'm gonna Bart Simpson you. I'm just gonna fucking.
Jesus.
That's where I live.
All right. So some notable Red Wings news, and this is gonna be a little bit of a touchy subject.
The Nike skates.
They finally did it.
Nike skates.
Fedorov is going to the.
That's why I remember
to the
Pure
oh my
Aura.
God, Fedorov is going to the rafters. The Nike skates. I mean, I no offense to Hunter here. I'm just gonna speak for all of us. I don't think everyone here was.
My parents were
old enough to truly look at prime Sergei
The
Fedorov.
Oh god.
He was.
Other than Hunter.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know anything about Sergei Fedorov because,
Caps
like,
legend.
when I actually got
Fake
into
Wings
hockey,
fan.
he was playing in Anaheim.
You don't got a lot.
That's
And
fair.
You don't got a
my
lot.
dad
Okay.
was
Okay. I will say this. So when I was really young, I want to say I was like about 6 or 7 years old. Okay. Anyway, okay. Anyway, around that age, my dad. So I was kind of struggling on the offensive end of hockey, and I wasn't really getting a lot of ice time. So my dad is like, "Hey, we need to watch this guy." Yeah, and
watch this dude.
Fedorov was able to, go back and forth from defense to offense, and he just dominated. And that's something that carried on through my career. Is I played both forward and defense, and that's mainly because of guys like, especially mainly Fedorov. Fedorov's the one.
Bro thinks he's Travis Hunter.
But he was one of the main guys in my career, mainly Fedorov and Dustin Bufflin, Big Buff. But was one of the main guys that played both ends of the puck, and obviously was just so dominant. But I think that was my early introduction to Fedorov, and not only that, but just the highlights, the hands.
Yeah.
Fedorov is the prime example of what today's NHL is. He started all of that, in my opinion.
He was the beginning of the modern play style of the NHL, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The era of
Russian
Europeans
five.
too.
Yeah.
And his
Oh my
style.
God, we haven't even talked about his story.
That
Like
was
the
a good
dude was initially had.
Dude,
Well, not just that,
the
but
Russian 5 documentary makes me cry.
Every time, it's one of the best hockey movies. I keep watching it. Like
Of all time.
agreed.
not
Minus
even that.
Red
But
One, but
you guys know the backstory behind Sergei, like getting to the league? Like
Yeah.
he was literally snuck in because this was like the
USSR.
The end of the
It
Cold
affected his
War.
whole family.
The dude is
And all
basically
those
seen
players
as like a
coming over
spy
here.
and has to be snuck in. Yeah, he had so much against him, and he's like, "Oh shit, I have all this going on, and now I actually have to play hockey." And the dude did it so like miraculously to the point where, and again, I've been watching like all these highlights because my dad was around during the prime Detroit Red Wings era, so I watch highlights every now and then.
Yeah,
You
hell
look
yeah.
at the dude play, you look at the dude skate, like, truly...
His actual skates on the ice.
Yes, those were clean. He was the prime example of offensive hockey, and you could just never have told, like, this dude was smuggled in from a, like, superpower foe during the prime of the Cold War. I think this was towards the end of it, but still
Towards
some
the end.
very high tensions between the U.S. and the USSR. His story is just incredible, and how he figured everything out was just amazing. So there's just so much to say about him. He's a prime example for the Red Wings history, and I think it's a good amount of time that he's been put off to the rafters. But man, did it suck for his number not to be hanging out up there
Perfect
in the rafters.
timing, yes.
And thank God for the 100th season, we will get to see 91 finally get sent up. Because
ticket prices for that game tripled in price.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The lowest seat you can get is $600, and that's for nosebleeds.
Jesus.
The Winged Wheel podcast mentioned this too, which I think is quite funny, and I think this might be why. So Carolina offer sheeted the Red Wings for Sergei Federov.
Yeah,
I think it was like a 1 year, $12 million deal, which before salary cap, that's a huge amount of money for a caliber player like him.
And
so
it's against.
Just in the sense that they offered that, the Red Wings had to match it, and it like they were mentioning like both the owners of the Hurricanes and the Red Wings, Ilitch hated the dude, like legitimately, could not stand him. Like they always had back and forth confrontations about things. So I feel like it's kind of funny that look at what game Sergei Fedorov's number is being retired.
He unretires to play against them.
Peter Karmanos.
He pisses off I don't even know if he's still alive. He might be. The old Carolina owner, Mike Ilitch, is smiling from heaven.
And he hired Peter.
By the way, that guy owned the Plymouth Whalers and relocated them to fucking
That's what
Flint.
It was. That's why.
Yeah.
So respectfully, that guy can go fuck off because he got rid of my favorite junior team.
Quickly on
Killed
Federov.
my favorite team.
I thought there was
they had a bunch of
massacred a couple months ago. Like, did
they
he
had a bunch
still lived in Michigan, or was it like up north? Or no, Federov.
Because I mean, he owned the Whalers.
He lived in Michigan, right?
Or the Plymouth Whalers. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Fetty?
Yeah.
Well, he was a coach. He was a coach in Russia for a bit, but then he just stepped away. So there was the whole thing with him, like, oh my God, he's the next Red Wings head coach.
Yeah,
this and that, we're gonna retire his number, but
or maybe I think Larionov stepped down recently, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Larionov and Fedorov both stepped down, but I will say this too is obviously tensions with Mike Ilitch, especially with the offer sheet. That I mean, he's Mike Ilitch was all about loyalty, all about making sure everybody felt like family, this and that, and it hurt him, and you could see that he held a grudge with that, and finally after years, and I think Dayton had a post, I think last offseason or towards the end of the season about
I think that's
Fedorov trying to mend relationships and with the Ilitch family and the Red Wings, and I think part of the reason too. Okay, yeah, but I think the big part of the reason why too is I think a lot of Red Wings fans and obviously Steve Yzerman was the face of the franchise, captain, leader, etc. But I think Fedorov felt hurt in the sense that he wasn't the guy with the C when at one point, and maybe he was hurt that he wasn't getting a lot of the recognition that he should have. But I think because that this relationship is more mended now, I think we can fully say they've left it all in the past, and maybe there's a little grudge here and there with it, but at the end of the day, like, he's getting his number retired where it should have been the day he retired.
It's deserved. He did it. My dad hated him. So my dad was the biggest Fedorov hater ever. And that's the only thing I ever remembered to him. Of course, like, years back, maybe like 5-10 years ago, I go and look at his highlights. I'm like, oh, the dude's fucking sick. What the fuck are we talking about? But
Are you high?
But like when he was in Anaheim and Columbus, my dad was the biggest
Fedorov hater.
Fedorov hate propagandist I've ever seen.
If Mitchell and
it
Ness
kind of
can
bled off
do me a
into
solid
there was,
and make a
there was a
Fedorov
while
jersey,
where I was just like,
I'll
yeah,
definitely
fuck
buy
that
it
guy.
right away.
No.
That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah,
I'd kill for that.
And
I think
or
a 75th anniversary one or a Nike Fedorov jersey would
Okay.
be
how cool?
sick.
How cool would
Yes.
this be if everybody came out on the ice with custom Nike white skates,
That would be fucking
Like Yager.
sick.
and like they all got like the blonde wigs.
Also, look
and
up
stuff,
the
and like 91
Nike
jerseys,
commercials
like
with them.
Yager,
Those were
like
pretty
Nike
cool.
jerseys,
Mhm.
Fedorov jerseys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God!
Yes.
Get the old
Yeah.
Nike gear, like gloves, helmets, the old Bauer 4500s, Bauer Nike 4500s.
Okay.
Mhm.
I think we all addressed on how we feel about Fedorov, even with Hunter's quirky little hatred towards him. So
I don't
that's that.
hate him. It was
No, you hate him. You hate him.
Oh, okay. All right.
Bandwagon hater. But getting back to topic, I think we're all very relieved that this is finally happening as Wings fans. It's a long time coming. Like, his number was unofficially retired by Wings. I mean, even last year, Tarasenko didn't even want to take 91. So, thank God it's finally done. It's going to be an emotional night. I'm all for it, especially for the 100th year. This season's going to be so much fun, man. I'm very excited. All right, let's wrap things up here, fellas. We're going to talk about some trade news here, and I want to start off, instead of talking about the Mason McTavish rumors, I addressed this earlier, I want to talk about what's happening with the Pens first and how this could affect the Red Wings. So, Pittsburgh, as we know, wants to be sellers this year. They want a chance at Gavin McKenna, and if, God forbid, if they get Gavin McKenna, I'm going to lose my shit. Okay.
It's rigged. It's gonna happen.
Nah.
It's gonna
It's
happen.
going to happen.
No,
dude.
it's
And
gonna happen.
it's going
I'd
to
rather it be them than like
Or it's gonna be
Boston.
the fucking
Actually-
Islanders again.
Oh no!
They do need more
I'm not going to lie,
prospects, I
that would be
guess.
better. I really could give a shit. I mean,
Martone and McKenna would be
no,
nasty.
I don't want him going to the Pen.
The
Yes.
Flyers.
Mhm.
Whoever, as long as it's not the Hawks,
Mhm.
if it's not the Hawks or the Penguins, I'm happy. I don't give a shit. If the
Nobody
We
Sharks,
said
Nobody had a
McKenna
big-
would be.
if the Sharks get it, great.
That's the next
the
Taves and
Sharks are
Kane.
like my
That's the
third
next
favorite
Taves
team,
and
so
Kane.
Blackhawks.
cool.
Probably.
Oh, they'd be set for the future. I'm sorry. They
Ravensburg
Stella
and
Greeny,
Dickinson.
Will Smith. Dude.
Good God, they'll be the next superpower, like no doubt. But
they're like the OKC. They just pile on prospects and
somewhere Shy's shooting free throws again, just because you said that, Keegan. Somewhere Shy's shooting threes.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh. Let's talk about Pittsburgh, man. They're literally the only active sellers right now. I mean, God forbid Buffalo isn't even saying, yeah, we want to tank for McKenna. So my kind of problem with that is, why is Pittsburgh waiting? Now, I understand you want to get higher assets for these guys,
Yeah.
but there's also the depreciation factor of, if you start the season and a guy like Carlson, a guy like Rust, a guy like Raquel all go down, their value goes down, and you're not getting the best for it, and you're hurting the team by having those players still on your roster, because it's making your team better. So with every team looking to upgrade right now, because if you look at the free agent pool, Ross,
I don't think he signed at all. Did he?
Grizzlick are your top players at their respective positions, in my opinion.
didn't Grizzly go back to Boston?
No.
Oh,
Not yet.
So the fact that those two are your top players on the market, every team is looking to upgrade. So I'm just confused why Pittsburgh doesn't take the value now, instead of risking those guys getting injured along with their team being better. Because if they keep those guys, I'm not going to lie to you, I still think they'll finish. I'm not going to say it, 7th and 6th in the division, but I don't think they'll be bottom. They could be, but I don't think they'll get to the point where they can easily win the draft lottery being 8th in the division. If you sell those pieces off, I think you do. And this is where I feel Red Wings need to pounce on this opportunity. Whether
Well,
it's
okay.
Yeah.
Before you get before you get too
It's
far,
gonna be hard.
I have your
It's gonna be hard to tank
answer
when
right
you have
here.
Sidney Crosby on your team.
Sidney Crosby.
And how competitive he is.
Oh Jesus, Evgeny Malkin.
Yeah, well, I'll take this back to like when they had Mario. Like, I think at some point Mario was, actively in the GM's ear, kind of whispering what to do and whatnot. I think that's the same with Crosby.
Yeah.
Well, I just think they're trying to win while they have Crosby.
And Malkin.
I mean, this
I
is
think
Malkin's
he's
last
going
year,
back
too.
to Russia.
Like, they're gonna try.
What's his contract?
But
Is he
yeah,
retiring,
ultimately
or is he not or are they just not re-signing him?
They're not
They're not
see
re-signing
what
resigning him.
Same thing with Ovi.
Yeah. We'll
Which
The
see.
is
Ovi
odd.
thing
That
was
doesn't make
kind of
good
like,
sense.
that Ovi thing was said that wasn't true.
Well, I don't know. I for
5
sure
more
Malkin's.
years of Ovechkin.
I don't know what more he wants to accomplish here. Maybe another Stanley Cup run. He already beat the goal total. I feel like it's only a matter of time before he goes back to Russia. But talking back to
900 goals.
talking back about Pittsburgh, like, I understand the point of you wanting to win, but there's also that value of you're going to be the next Detroit Red Wings. You're going to keep these assets on your team, and you're going to only hurt your future that much more. There's only really one guy I point to on this Pittsburgh team and say he looks, actually, I shouldn't say one, but he is kind of that one. I'm personally very high on Redford
really
McGroarty,
a lot
but
of
he's
people
not
hate
enough
it,
in
but
that
I
prospect
like
pool. They
it.
had a
There's
decent draft.
guys
I'll
I
give
like
them
who they
that.
drafted.
But Zach will.
I think it's
I don't.
in my opinion. Sorry,
I don't
it's
see
a
the star power in
good
it. That's just my
base
personal opinion.
to have.
I don't think
yeah,
that's
there's
enough
less.
to push.
Yeah,
Make you.
especially with Bill Zonin and
It's a good
their first pick,
cornerstone.
Ben Kindle. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say too. I think if they do land first overall, I mean they're gonna kick Dubas to the can.
Yeah.
Regardless, I think no matter what,
I
they're
hope
gonna.
they
I'm not sure about that. I think they know how
I don't even
Dubas is
think
running
Dubas
it.
is that bad of a
I think they'll
DM.
keep Dubas no matter what the outcome is of the
If
season.
you get Gavin McKenna, I think
They also
think
have
you've gotta go in a different direction
Wes
and get a
Clark
different-
as their head of
Dubas
scouting,
knows how to
I
run a
think.
team. I don't think anything
And,
that happened in
they're
Toronto
big
was on
analytics
Dubas.
guys with their
Yeah.
drafting.
I really don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Dubas is a bad GM.
But yeah, just my biggest point with this before we get into more like the Red Wings rumors. I know Eisman's probably working the phones with them, but pitch the offers, man. Like, we have all these prospects, and I know we just went over their lineup projections for the Red Wings, but adding another Carlson, adding a guy like Rust or Raquel makes your team better by far. I think you have to work the phones, especially with giving Pittsburgh an offer they can't refuse, whether or not they want it or not. Even with Crosby, Letang, and Malkin, you can't predict the season that, yeah, we're going to be great this year. Because if you don't, like I said, it's a key factor. They're going to be the next Red Wings. Holding on to these contracts, continuously bargaining their future for better players, they have to do something. So with the trade rumors, I don't think anything will get done because I'm not Kyle Dubas, and Kyle Dubas is kind of stingy. But I feel like if I were GM of Pittsburgh, I would definitely go in a different direction and not depreciate my assets. But that's just me. So getting back to trade rumors, this happened a couple weeks ago, and this could possibly be far out of the realm of possibilities now. Mason McTavish was a guy that came up in trade rumors for the Red Wings. It said that, we were the top team along with, I think, two others maybe, if I was mistaken. Dayton might have to correct me on that one. But I think for sure the Red
Former
Wings are the
AGM.
main team interested in him. Again, Eisman and Verbeek being two good buddies as they are, I feel like I don't really want to give up. I guarantee you the asking price is going to start off with Axel Sandin-Pellikka or a guy like Nate Danielson. And if you trade Nate Danielson, how much better are you really getting? Because I feel like McTavish and Danielson have that kind of similar kind of ceiling. Me personally, I don't want to trade a guy that could potentially be better, and if not breaking even and having a second line guy like Danielson instead of McTavish, along with giving up maybe a first or a second round pick or more assets for virtually the same guy.
I feel like
so you guys can have your thoughts, but
McTavish
me
is
personally,
more,
I don't really
I
see
guess
the point in trading
fierce,
for McTavish.
maybe possible more leadership compared to Danielson. Like I think he would be a really good playoff performer. Like, shout out to him at the Summer World Juniors and how he saved that goal one time. But I think Dayton also told me that we were just talking about with Rossi how the relationship got weakened. You'd go along Dayton.
Yeah. 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 It was from Friedman, and he said something along the lines of at the end of the year, Rossi and the Wild were uncomfortable with each other.
And
And then he said
like
he
what you
doesn't get
said
that
about
sense with McTavish that
asset
the
to
Ducks
get
and McTavish want to work something
McTavish,
out.
I've heard a lot of Habs fans I think they're in the mix as well. I heard they are willing to give up like Cage for him. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but they were in the mix with like they were in the mix for like Zegras and stuff too. I'm not I don't believe
But then
anything
they did
with
get Dobson.
Montreal rumors because they always say they're in on somebody and then they just don't do anything.
Besides Dobson. Yeah. I mean, I don't really see it happening. I don't really want it to happen. I don't think it makes the team that much better. Maybe now, but like you're trading a guy like Danielson who has a similar ceiling to him. It's the same aspect as how we feel about the rebuild. It temporarily helps over time. So giving up a guy like Danielson or, God forbid, Axel Sandin-Pellikka, which that's an immediate no for me. I think the rest of the prospects, in my opinion, with the right player in mind, could be moved, but ASP should virtually and far beyond be the untouchable prospect in the Red Wings system.
Well,
They got
I
a lot
don't even
of
think you would give up
puck-moving
ASP for
defensemen.
them because they already got a Zellweger.
That
Who-
and their
Why you don't need two offensive dynamo defenders?
Maybe
Yeah.
MBN. They like those. They like those
But
type
yeah,
of
I
gritty
think
players.
it'd be Danielson or Mazer.
MBN.
Someone to
MBN I
replace
could
them.
probably-
Yeah.
MBN
Yeah.
I could probably be a little bit more lenient on. It'd have to
Mhm.
come at the right price though, but I feel like Danielson and McTavish are two similar players where you'd just be breaking even initially. So I don't know. I just feel like that's just my personal opinion. All right, let's end things off here. We mentioned his name before in the line projections, but Travis Hamonic, 1 year, $1 million deal with the Detroit Red Wings.
Mhm.
I already know what you
I
guys are
will
going to say.
say,
It's a
sorry,
very blah
I think
signing.
people are
Like,
overreacting
it doesn't
to
move
this
the
deal.
needle at all.
It's
It's just
only $1
insurance for the Red
million.
Wings. The whole
It's not like Justin Hall. Yeah.
It's 1 year,
Yeah,
man. It's not the best option I would have went with.
Yeah, the
I think
only major
a lot of
signing.
people
Yeah.
overreacting to it because we're in the middle, like near the end of August, and that was like
Mhm.
the news that day. I think every single like media thing posted about it, and on a normal day you wouldn't see every single like top sports account, hockey account posting about it.
Mm-hmm. And just I feel like Eisman was alluding to him working the phones and trading, and I feel like a lot of people, along with what Zach
What-
said, I think it's an
Or,
overreaction.
sorry.
I think people were thinking this is what it meant. It's not at all. Like, I personally don't like the trading or the signing for it in general
I thought it
because
was
he's
weird
just
it
not
wasn't
that
a
much better.
two-way
But again,
deal,
like Zach
but
said, it's a $1 million
Could he still
deal
play
for
in
1
Grand
year. It's
Rapids?
not that
Yeah.
big a
And
deal.
he's more of an
No one's gonna claim him either way.
No.
well, I was gonna say too. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, when we signed him, I was kind of pissed because like Ottawa fans were, as they are, hecklers and whatever, like they're a trash fan base. But, it's an insurance thing. Like he won't play many games. It's like
Hopefully.
if someone goes down with injury, please God, everybody be healthy. But, like he's not horrible. But he's not great either. But it's 1 year, 1 mil, and if you don't want him up, you can just send him to minors and nobody will claim him.
Mm.
Somehow Ottawa will claim him
Yeah,
back, and
or
everybody
like
will
a
be pissed
I
about
could
placeholder.
see
that.
somebody claim him.
Whatever,
I mean, if he got put on
for-
waivers, I think
yeah,
a team would
fledgling
claim him.
team.
He's a veteran. He right-handed shot. Those aren't. Yeah.
I will say this is an ultimate factor as well. I'd rather a guy like Travis Hamonic, like God forbid, if a guy like Sire goes down, you have to throw in a guy. Hamonic isn't the best or the world's worst option just because he has that veteran experience, and I'd be much rather trusting a seasoned vet in the NHL rather than a guy like Wallander or William coming up for the first time, and especially if Seider gets hurt in like a prime push in meaningful games. You don't want to put that amount of pressure on the rookie. So I feel like there's a good side of that with having Hamonic up, but there's also that side you don't want him in the lineup for consistent games if you don't really need to. You know what I mean? All right, fellas. I think that just wraps up about everything we needed to talk to today. Zach mentioned that next episode we will talk about the prospect pool for the Detroit Red Wings. But we wanted to hop back on here today to let you know that we're not dead.
Brian,
we're here.
You know
we're
what?
going to create more
Shout out
episodes
your
with
card
the
and Instagram.
season coming to a start
Screw
soon.
it.
So we just wanted to get this episode out.
I like to shamelessly plug my page, so not that.
No, I'm not shamelessly plugging my card Instagram. I know I should. I know. I don't want to be a dick and say, guys, go follow yada yada.
Well, you should follow your cards. I mean, it's definitely
on Instagram.
That's true.
Not a big deal.
Whatever. If you want to
deal.
go follow, it's just Blicky and Don's card co. It's nothing big, but I just don't like shamelessly plugging my shit. But yeah. But yeah, we just wanted to hop back on here, get out an episode for you guys, and
Just wait until the
confirm
season.
we'll be back on
We'll
here
definitely
more.
have,
We just
yeah.
had to keep rescheduling, and there just wasn't
I
much
can't
news
wait.
out there. So, the season's gonna be
we'll
really
be all
fun.
over it.
It's gonna be so much fun, and I'm really excited. But yeah, that'll do it for today's episode of the Hockey in the Through and Three podcast. We'll be, like I said, we'll be back soon with our prospects analysis. And yeah, so with that being said, that'll conclude today's episode. I'm one of your hosts, Brian, joined by Dayton, Zach, Keegan, and Hunter. We appreciate you guys all listening today, and we can't wait to produce more episodes. So with that, you guys have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.